Hey, this is John Harnick with Nite Blitz, Cobb County Kia 929 The Game. I'm here over here at Coach Cook's office. Let's go over here and interview him. So stay tuned for that. Good afternoon, football fans. This is John Harnick with Cobb County Kia 929 The Game. I'm here with Coach Cook, the head coach of the Kell Longhorns. So, Coach, thank you for taking the time to talk to us. So how long have you been coaching?
This is my 20th year of coaching.
20th year, that's awesome. Well, congratulations on being number one in the district. How does that feel?
Well, to be very honest with you, I don't care about being number one right now. It's just a guess at who's what. At the end of the year, there's this thing called the playoffs, and those determine who's number one, and that's really what we would rather be ranked number one.
Okay, perfect. Well, with that being said, I know there's a lot of tough teams out there. What are your chances of you holding on to that number one seed?
Again, who even knows? A lot of those guys that picked us number one this week are the same guys that picked Tucker to beat us 2 weeks ago. So I'm not saying those guys don't know what they're talking about. I'm just saying that the games are settled on the field, and that's the only way to do it. You know, guys can sit in a studio or they can sit in an office and make predictions and all those things, but the kids decide it and the coaches decide it on the field.
Okay. Well, I know you lost a lot of seniors. Majority of them being starters. Do you feel like are you confident that the players that you have moving into those positions will step up and be the leaders?
They have to. Our seniors in the offseason have been tremendous in the weight room and in the offseason conditioning, and then in the summer, they've been our leaders by any stretch of the imagination, whether it was effort, tempo, accountability, whatever it was. They've watched over the younger guys and watched over themselves, and it's really been great and refreshing. This is probably I had another group that was like this back in 2010, and that was the first undefeated team we'd ever had here, the first region championship team. There was only 17 seniors on that team. There's 25 seniors on this year's team. This is a big group. Wow. There's a lot of guys that did play last year that are back, that are starters. Okay, while we did lose some tremendous players with Bryson Armstrong at Kennesaw State and Evan Carnes and James D'Amato, and I can go on and on about last year's guys. They were tremendous football players too. The guys this year have jumped into those vacancies and done a great job preparing us for the season. Yeah,
that's going to be my next question. Like, what are some players that you look out for? I heard you got like 2 running backs to look out for.
Yeah, we've got, the running backs can't do anything if the O-line doesn't open the holes for them. So our O-line is much improved. We rushed for, maybe 2,000 yards last year, passed for about 1,000. So I think we can on pace to do that or better. We have, like I said, the O-line is really doing a great job for us. We were outsized last week against Tucker, 30, 40 pounds a man, but we're able to figure out how to get a win. But our quarterback is back as a second-year starter, and he runs the offense well. He's very efficient. He what I tell him is it's not his job to win the game, it's his job to not lose the game. And he does a pretty good job of that. And then we've got really 3 to 4 running backs that can get it done. Okay. The 2 main guys that are going to carry the ball are Josiah Futrell and Dre Houston, and then Tyler Weathers is going to get some carries. He's also a blocker. Big 225-pound kid, and then Tavis White, who's a linebacker on defense, will come over and he'll get some carries, but he's a blocker as well. And those guys are unselfish kids that they're not worried about who gets the touches. They're just worried about Kell getting the ball.
That's what you need.
And our defense, I can't say enough about those guys. I mean, they helped Tucker to 13 points last week. So
that's amazing.
That's like an NFL defense if you can help Tucker.
That's really amazing. So I know you're starting off the first game against Lassiter last year. That was your first loss. So what are you planning on to do this Friday?
Well, I can't tell you all those secrets now because they'll be able to hear it. But that's a big rivalry. That when this school opened, we pulled a lot of kids from Lassiter, and so it's always been a big rivalry between the 2 schools. And there's not a lot of love lost between the 2.
Okay.
But with that being said, it's not an ugly rivalry. I don't think it's just a healthy, good old-fashioned kind of hate thing that we both got going for each other.
I'm a Buckeye fan, so I know
Michigan. Right. Yeah, so, but again, Jeff and I are good friends, and he's a great coach, and Chuck Goddard's our D coordinator, and I got numerous friends on the staff. But on Friday night, there are no friends until after the game. But, our kids have grown up around their kids. They've played each other for years and years and years, so there's probably not going to be a lot of surprises. It's going to have to be we go out and play better than them if we want to win. Last year, we didn't do that.
Right.
They were more physical than us, and they made 2 or 3 plays during the game that really decided the game. We didn't make enough plays, and we weren't physical enough. And if we can flip that around and do the right things this year, I think we got a great opportunity to come out on top.
Okay. Well, the last question I have was what kind of offense you plan on running?
The scoring type. We're going to try to score a lot of points. We're multiple. We'll line up in shotgun and have 3 and 4 wides, and then we'll line up under center and be 3 backs. So we're going to be multi-purpose type situation where we will take whatever you give us, and then when we see what we like, whether it's passing or running, we will take advantage of that. So we like to run the ball first and foremost. If we're able to do that, you'll see a heavy dot of that. If you give us some things and opportunities in the passing game, we'll take that as well.
Man, that sounds good. I can't wait till this Friday. Well, Coach, I really appreciate you taking the time to see us. Wish you guys best of luck on Friday. Hook 'em.
Hook 'em.